Today, I want to talk about why we haven't had more Citadel whistleblowers. Now, obviously, one did recently come forward to talk about their 80 million incorrectly reported trades, but why haven't more come forward to talk about illegal shorting, synthetic shares, or other crimes? Well, stay tuned and let's make some money. And now I want to dive straight in with the key information. So, I think the answer as to why we haven't had more whistleblowers really lies with Citadel's employees. Who is Citadel hiring? What are they actually hiring them for? And how are Citadel's orders really filled? Now, we know that Citadel does hire a lot of employees, but we also know they tend to hire them not with an economics background, but with a computer science or with a physics background. These employees don't necessarily know how to make trading decisions, they know how to make mathematical decisions, and they know how to code computer programs. I think this video really goes to explain how a trade is filled at Citadel and why we haven't actually had more whistleblowers. And ultimately it's because humans are not making trading decisions. Those are all made by computers. These humans are not making any decisions with respect to whether an order should or should not be filled. It's just going ahead per the computers say so. Ultimately, the real reason as to why we haven't had more Citadel whistleblowers is because these Citadel employees are blissfully unaware of exactly what crimes are going on.
Meet the new Wall Street traders. Here, computers like these do the heavy lifting. Citadel's employees with PhDs in applied math, physics, and engineering build and refine the computer programs. And the people who manage the trading floor here mostly look for computer glitches and talk to customers.
They are not making trading decisions. Those are all made by the computers. So they're not making any decisions with respect to whether an order should be filled, what price it should be filled. That's all done in an automated way.
When you click send from your TD Ameritrade account, there's a good chance that Citadel's computers see it. Then they either fill your order or send it out to the Byzantine network of 13 exchanges and 20 plus dark pools to execute it.
So as it explained, ultimately Citadel's engineers and Citadel's computer science experts build and code computer programs and effectively just debug them. Citadel has basically turned into a glorified call center or a tech solutions warehouse. All employees at Citadel are doing is coding and debugging computer programs and talking to the occasional customer. They're ultimately not deciding when to execute trades, what price to fill at, whether to create synthetic shares or short illegally or not. They're just simply debugging the computer program. On top of that, these statistics experts, these engineers and these computer science majors ultimately don't know the exact SEC rules around trading securities. They're simply just computer guys that are excellent at coding algorithms. They don't actually know about the specific rules about illegal shorting or legal shorting. They just do the coding. You may remember this quote from the film The Big Short. It says, "It ain't what you don't know that gets you into trouble. It's what you know for sure that just ain't so." Because these computer guys aren't really aware of exactly what they're doing, they're just coding computer programs as they're told. They don't actually know that synthetic shorting is illegal. They don't even know the programs they're coding actually facilitate synthetic shorting either. Obviously, it's the higher ups that plug in the detail as to exactly what the computer program should and shouldn't do, and exactly when to turn on and turn off the synthetic shorter. So it's really those guys that should end up in trouble. And ultimately, those higher ups are people like Ken Griffin himself. And ultimately that's why Adam Aaron knows that synthetic shorts or naked shorts do exist, he just can't obviously say so. Without concrete evidence, Adam Aaron can't specifically say on his Twitter that he knows with 100% certainty about synthetic or naked shorts. But what he can do is completely on accident, aka on purpose, forget to wear trousers to an interview and expose his naked shorts. Also guys, be sure to join me over on Moomoo, the sponsor of today's video, using the link in the description below. You can currently get up to 15 free shares, entirely commission-free trading, free level 2 market data, and Moomoo is also very easy to use with a very user-friendly UI. They also have tons of technical indicators and, best of all, advanced charting tools. I also found something very interesting that I wanted to bring to your attention, just in case we see exchanges going bankrupt during the squeeze. Just another Ractoy tweeted saying, if you're thinking about loaning shares for those sweet interest payments, it's very important to know that lent out shares are not covered by SIPC insurance. This user says, did you know that if you loan those shares out, there's no guarantee you'll get them back in the event of default? Loan shares are not covered by the SIPC. As an excerpt from the SIPC or Fidelity website, it says number 4, securities on loan are not covered under the provisions of the Securities Investor Protection Act of 1970 SIPC. Therefore, if you are with a trading platform that does lend your shares out, you may not receive those shares back in the event of default. Basically saying that even if you hold AMC shares on your trading platform or trading exchange, if that trading platform does default or go bankrupt during a market crash or squeeze, you may not be given those shares back. Effectively, the final owner, aka when your shares are lent out, borrowed, and then sold to a final owner, that owner will own the shares. So therefore, while you may be making some profits by lending out your AMC and GameStop or Ape shares, your shares are potentially at risk. And also, Janjak tweeted saying that AMC was added to the threshold securities list on February 2nd, 2022, and today, February 14th, counts as AMC's 9th day on the list. He said hopefully someone on the board at AMC is paying close attention to this, so it doesn't just disappear like those 43 million plus Ape FTDs did without justified price actions in the stock. I'm really interested to see if AMC makes its full way to the full 13 days on the threshold securities list. And this also happens at a very interesting time as the cost to borrow for AMC has just risen back over that 1000% mark. This was tweeted today on February the 14th, showing the cost to borrow average at 621% and the maximum borrow rate over 1000%. And on top of that, Webull is also showing a new record high for the hard to borrow fee rate of 561%. As I mentioned, these shorts are stuck between a rock and a hard place because there is an incredibly high cost to borrow fee, and also the stock is on the regulation SHO list. They obviously have to stop shorting the stock to get it off the SHO list, but then can't massively reshort the stock with a crazy high borrow fee rate. And it seems like even Ray Dalio is aware because Ray Dalio has just tripled his stake in AMC, GameStop, and some other meme stocks.
We just got Bridgewater's 13F filing. Bridgewater is the world's largest hedge fund. So what I found really interesting is that they tripled their GameStop holdings. They increased their AMC holdings by 74%. So it's, this is not just the retail investor buying into these meme stocks. The world's largest hedge fund, arguably one of the most successful on the planet, also buying into these meme names as well. And making a lot of money in the process.
Fascinating.
Yeah, they doubled their money in AMC and GameStop.
So clearly Ray Dalio is expecting at least another run up for AMC, GameStop and others, if not the full all-out mother of all short squeezes. And finally, the Vegas Ape has tweeted some massive upcoming releases in cinemas and has tweeted saying, "I'd like to share this," and smile. This year we've got Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania, Creed 3, another John Wick film, John Wick Chapter 4, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, another Guardians of the Galaxy, Fast 10, another Spider-Man, Transformers, The Flash, another Indiana Jones, Mission Impossible, Dune Part 2, Wonka, and many more. Every single month this year there's at least one or two, if not more, absolutely killer movies that are ready to crush the box office. That's obviously going to generate crazy profits for AMC and for other theatre services. And obviously we know that many of these streaming platforms are actually wanting many of these films to be first released in cinemas and then onto the streaming platforms. Therefore, I imagine AMC to have a number of exclusivity deals to show these films first before they're available to stream. Ultimately, it's just going to continue helping AMC to earn more and more money and help AMC as a company escape that bear thesis. But guys, be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always guys, be sure to ding that notification bell because that way you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. Cheers.